Hey Diva, welcome back to my channel. And I know that's right, with Natasha Night. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Natasha Night. Think of me as your favorite unapologetic diva who's here to help you fill your cup of confidence and inspire you to embrace your most authentic selves, bask in self-love, and harness that divine feminine energy, honey. So if you haven't already joined the Diva family of confident, unapologetic people who live out loud, please make sure that you do so by subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you get a notification every single time I upload a video. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. All right, now let's get started with the video. So for today, I'm going to be talking about the importance of accepting yourself and taking up space. So a lot of the time in life, we have a lot of negative voices that stem from our childhood and from other people. And a lot of the negative things that we have to say about ourselves don't actually come from us or within. It comes from experiences that we've made, whether it's with teachers, with caregivers, with family members, with friends, and the list goes on, right? And so a lot of the time we have these dreams, we have these things that we'd like to do. We have, you know, these ways that we want to show up in the world. But because we're people pleasers, we're scared to take up space. We're scared to try something that we feel like we could be really good at. So, for example, there's a lot of people, they have a voice that they want to use, and a lot of the times they don't end up just hitting record on their phone for YouTube or TikTok or Instagram because they're worried about other people, right? And so, one thing that I learned is like, and I learned this from my mom, thank God, is that she made it really important for us to understand like the importance of advocating for ourselves and taking up space. And so I never felt shy about trying things. And so I want to help you guys get to that point as well because at the end of the day, there's something that's really powerful and it's something that I've always said and everyone loves when I say it, all of my friends and family. But I always say at the end of the day, it's your name that goes on your death certificate. And while that sounds very morbid, it's not meant to be a negative thing. It's meant to be a great thing because the only thing for certain is that all of us are going to pass at one point, right? And so knowing that and from seeing celebrities or people in our life that we've lost that were younger, it shows us that life is short. And because of the fact that life is short, it is important to do what you want to do, not what other people have to say. Take all of their negative stuff and kick it out the door, okay? Because what you want out of life is very, very, very attainable. But all of that starts with you feeling confident enough to take up space and to accept yourself, to accept what it is that you want to do, not what your pastor wants you to do, not what your mother wants you to do, not what your sister, not what your partner, like, what do you want to do? What is it that you have an affinity for? What is it that intrinsically motivates you? Not something that extrinsically motivates you, but what's something that intrinsically motivates you? Is it that you want to be a writer? Is it that you want to be a public speaker? Is it that you want to be a lawyer? What is it that you want to do? Is it that you just want to make videos on TikTok and do lives? Do it, And that's the thing. It's like my mom showed me that, like, from very young age, that, like, when you use your voice and you advocate for yourself, nobody can mess with you. You know what I mean? And when you allow yourself to take up space, when you know that I have things of value that I can offer the world, whether it's the bracelets that I make, whether it's the artwork that I do, whether it's the writing, like, there's so many ways and creative ways that don't just have to be the arts. It could be music, it could be whatever, right? There's so many creative ways that you can help others and that you can do the things it is that you love. And when you do those things, it's such a powerful thing because you, number one, you get to share your gifts with the world, which I feel is what we are meant to do. I don't care what anyone says. We are meant to share our gifts with the world because I feel like that's what makes the world a better place. And some people, it's speaking. Some people, it's their artwork. Others, it's the bracelets that they make. Others, it's the clothing. It's the photography. There's so many ways, there's so many things as human beings that we want to do. And we could have in our mind, oh, this is what I want to study. And we get our degree and we work in a field and we're miserable. And then we decide, okay, now I'm ready to reinvent myself. And guess what? There's nothing wrong. There's no shame in it because at the end of the day, as human beings, we're mostly multifaceted. So, yeah, we have a talent in this area, but it doesn't mean that we cannot shift and excel in another area. And so, I want to share that with you guys because I feel like, especially in this day and age, there's so much negativity. People are always bringing other people down and it's really, really effed up. And I feel like when you remove those voices, right, of other people and you say, what is it that I want to do? What does Natasha want to do? You're gonna see how much happier you are. If I think about me, for example, I did a lot in my life that I really loved, career wise, and that I was appreciative of, and things that I didn't even think I could do, like counseling for students and for expat students in a university. I did so many things with my life. I lived so many lives. And then when I came here and I needed an escape, I decided to do a podcast. And I did it with my strange sister Plastic. And but I had to do all of the work. Like I was responsible for figuring out the editing, getting the equipment, like all of those things. I had to buy the interface, the mic, like there were so many things. And from that, it allowed me to use my creativity because number one, I had no idea what an interface was for, didn't know how to hook it up, didn't understand the difference between a USB mic and an XLR cable, didn't understand that there's ways for you to remove filler words like yeah, and all of these things out of audio. So I got to learn how to audio engineer. I did my own artwork on Canva. That was something I got to learn and try. And so it was really fun for me doing this podcast because the more that we had to record these episodes and I had to get everything up and running, the better I became at it. And I realized how happy I was using my voice, number one, on a platform, because there was such great feedback that I received. But I learned that there's another part of myself that I love, which is creativity in that aspect. I used to have a YouTube channel, and that was very short lived because of the abuse that I was dealing with my jealous ex monster. But now I don't have any jealous partner. I don't have anyone jealous around me, you know? I don't have anyone that has anything malicious. And I was constantly overthinking because for ages I wanted to do this YouTube channel. I was like, oh, I want to get it up and running, but I don't know how to do the banner. And oh, I don't know how to do this. And I'm like, why should I outsource it and pay other people right now when I'm very creative? Put your mind to it and figure the shit out. And that's what I did. And I created my banner and I did my intro video and then I did my outro video. And then I was like, I need music for that. And it took me time. And then I figured out the music that works with my personality. And then I was like, okay, now I'm going to have to edit. And I got better. But that's the thing. It's like, the first step is just taking that step, removing other people's voices and being like, what is it that I want to do? Because I want to take up space in this area. Trust me, there is room for all of us. Okay. And so that's my point. I want you guys to understand that anything that you want, all you have to do is put your mind to it. Like you will be surprised at how much you excel in it. And it's incredible because it's like it's very anxiety inducing, right? Like the thought of, oh my god, people are going to see my imperfections and this and that. But it's like at the end of the day, people just want raw personalities. They don't need the super polished, super flashy thing that was needed back during the pandemic to kind of keep our attention span, even though you still got to keep people's attention. But all you have to do is be real. Just be authentically you. If you're weird, you're weird, and that's cool and that's fun. You don't have to fit in with the status quo of, oh, this is the latest hair, this is the latest nails, this is the latest jewelry, watch, whatever, like shoes. None of that matters. What matters is who you are and what it is that you have to bring, and you have something to bring. So allow yourself to accept yourself and do things that you want so that when you look back on your deathbed and it's time for your name to be written on the death certificate, you can smile and everyone is clapping because you did what it is that you wanted to do. Okay? So, yeah, allow yourself to take up space. You deserve it. So, it's pretty much the end of the video. It's not really a super long video, but it is an imperative message that I wanted to share. And so, yeah, on that note, I am going to close it by saying, remember, divas, loving yourself is the first secret to happiness. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and comment below. All right? See you in the next video. Bye.